Hi, it's Nick Shell, the internet receding hairline guy. It's yet to be a problem. Just say that with me. It's yet to be a problem. Because remember, I am your future. You're 20 years old, you're 15 years old, you're 21 years old. You're not 35, I'm 35. I am your future. All right? Yes, your hairline may be beginning to recede a little bit. But look, I've made it this far with this much hair at 35, and yeah, in a couple years I'll probably be shaving it. But at this point, I'm not. Now, with that being said, it's yet to be a problem, okay? So what I want to remind you of, and I guess basically by default, one of my new focuses in this series that I'm doing here on my YouTube channel is us trying to figure out the root of the problem. Why do we worry about a receding hairline to begin with? Why is that a problem? How is that a problem? And I think what happens is we get these irrational fears in the way, and we lose focus of actually what's going on. So that's why I made a video last week saying, what are your fears? Tell me what your fears are. And so I just want to kind of do this video today to kind of point out the fact that losing your hair, how is that going to affect your life negatively? If I say it's yet to be a problem, and I can definitely say that it's yet to be a problem, what's the worst that's going to happen to you? Let's go like worst case scenario, okay? Let's say that you're currently 20 and you've got a hairline that's maybe as bad as mine, if not worse. And you think, man, well, if mine's as bad as his is now, then by the time I'm his age, I'm definitely not gonna have hair. Okay, worst case scenario. Let's say that by the time you're 25 or 30, you basically really just have no option but to shave your hair because you just really don't have much on top anymore. Let's say that's you. So you're the guy that has to shave his head at an earlier age, in his 20s, okay? So let's say that happens to you. It's a loud truck. Let me get away from it. Okay, so you're the guy, let's assume, again, worst case scenario, in this thing, and I say worse if it's a bad thing, but if in your mind it's a bad thing, it's a bad thing. Now, so you're the young guy that has to shave your head. Maybe you're even still college age and you're having to shave your head because there's just hardly anything on top anymore. That's you. Okay? How is that negatively going to affect your life? Okay? Now, well, as long as you keep your head shaved, everyone's going to know that you're choosing to do something about it. It's one thing when you're in denial, because then it kind of, I think, makes you kind of look weak as far as that goes. And I think other people perceive that too. But as far as masculinity goes, it's about embracing the things you cannot change. So if you're losing your hair and you need to shave it, you just shave it. And you're young, that's fine. What's so bad that's going to happen though? Like what are we fearing here? When I say it's yet to be a problem, let's dissect that. Man, someone else is mowing the lawns over there. It's so loud today. And I think this is an important conversation we need to have. Let me go this way, I guess. Let's go back. So what is this bad thing that's going to happen to you? Now, let's take it back to elementary school age as far as, well, are you afraid that someone's going to make fun of you? Say, oh man, you grew up bald young. Okay, imagine a guy says that to you, or anybody says that to you. Okay, he's pointing out the obvious. He's pointing out someone being tall or short. Okay, yeah, I'm that guy. I mean, when you embrace something like that, negative or positive, you pretty much shut the person down to begin with. So if we're worried about someone bringing attention to that, first of all, what kind of person is going to go around doing that? That's the equivalent of an internet troll, you know, pointing out someone's flaws or whatever. Maybe another thing, and I just think this is the big one. I think a lot of guys think that women won't find them attractive if they don't have hair, you know, and that's one of those things where the reality of it is, I think of the baldest guys I know, the ones who lost their hair early, they didn't have an issue finding an attractive wife. They didn't. Because remember, and I say this in so many of my videos, that women are attracted more to other things than they are how you physically look. They're attracted to your education, to your emotional intelligence, to whether you have a job, to whether you have skills, to whether you can provide, whether you can make her laugh. Those are the things that matter. So instead, if you become the guy that's focused on hair to try to get a girl, to try to find someone that'll fall in love with you, then you've already lost that game. You lose. There's no way you can win if you're the guy that's preoccupied with saving your hair. Your hair's leaving you. I'm telling you, it is. It's leaving me, it's leaving you. All right? Very few of us keep our hair our whole lives. So if you're gonna invest money and time and thoughts into saving your hair, I mean, that's fine, but ultimately, I just don't wanna be a slave to my hair. If it's gone, it's gone. And I just think that if you're, as far as what a woman looks for in a guy, I think she would respect more a guy who would just embrace it instead of try to hang on to the hair that's trying to leave him. Okay? Now, 2 more things I want to say before I forget. I think of the new Star Trek trailer that I've seen twice now. And there's this conversation that takes place in the new trailer, and you've probably already seen it, where what's the guy with the haircut that goes right across? That was played by Leonard Nimoy. I just went blank. Spock, there we go. That would have been bad if I couldn't remember that. So Spock says to, I guess, Captain Kirk, he says, that's who I think said it. I just saw this twice, but I don't remember. But anyway, Spock says, the fear of death is illogical. And then the other one says, yes, but the fear of death keeps us alive. So forgive me if I got the characters' names wrong. Forgive me if I got part of that quote wrong. Forgive me. Don't even waste your time leaving a comment if I got that wrong. Come on. All right. The point is this. The fear of death is illogical. I agree. And yet it does keep us alive. I agree. And I think it's kind of like that. When I saw that, I thought, the fear of hair loss is illogical. Why? Because just like death, it's inevitable. It's going to happen. So to spend time thinking and worrying about it is a waste of your actual life. Which that's the irony in it. It's like, well, if you got here now, enjoy it while you still have it. Because if you spend time while you have it worrying about losing it, then that's the irony of it. You're losing it anyway, and you couldn't even appreciate it while you had it. So my closing thought today is this. I'm 5'9". I'm not tall. I'm not particularly short, but imagine that. Imagine that when I was in high school and all my friends were growing taller than me. They're 5'11", 5'6", or taller. And I'm thinking, am I ever going to catch up with them? At what point, do I catch up? And I never did. I never really grew past, I guess, 8th grade. Okay, and that worried me there for a couple years, because I wouldn't be tall. Okay, you know where I'm going with this though, right? Okay, so here I am at age 35. How and when has my height ever affected my life? Not at all. Would it be nice to be 6 foot tall, 6'3"? Sure, that'd be fun. But it wouldn't really add value to my life at all. Other than the vain satisfaction of knowing, oh, yeah, I'm taller than most people, right? And it's the same thing with hair. If you still have hair and you're 50 years old, then you're the exception to the rule. You get the satisfaction of saying, hey, I'm the guy that still has hair where the other guys don't. That's really all you get. That's your prize. That's it. Meanwhile, the rest of us get a prize that those other guys don't have. That we can think that, hey, even if we're not tall, and even if we are going to lose our hair like most of the guys, we were able to overcome that. We were able to keep from being the guy that says, hey, you're losing your hair, you're losing early. See, I've noticed that the guys who've said that to me are the guys that are 50 and still have a full head of hair. And like, how juvenile is that? That they would even say that. Because I would never point out someone's physical flaws. There's no point in that. That's pointless, especially not over something you can't control. But they've done that to me. Do I value their opinion at all? Of course not. And I've said before, how can you be offended by anything anyone ever says to you without first respecting that person to begin with? Well, I'm not going to respect someone who's putting someone down for something like that. That's ridiculous. So it doesn't hurt my feelings. It makes me think, really, that's all they got going on in their life, that they're going to have time to point out that, as if that matters. So I don't want to be the guy with a full head of hair if that's the attitude I have. But ultimately, there's no real benefit of having a full head of hair. I mean, I asked the question, what are your fears? But it's almost like, what's the benefit? Because everything I can come up with is vain. It's a matter of having the satisfaction of knowing that you have a full head of hair, that you are better looking. But again, says who? You're better looking with a full head of hair, says who? Says most people? Not necessarily. Because you've seen that, you've Googled it, you've seen the reports that show that many women find men who shave their head more attractive and more in control and all those things. Not just women, but men. I mean, your peers will see you as more in control without hair anyway. So it's all vanity, like what Solomon says. It's all vanity. It really is. It's all vanity. Okay, I'm gonna keep making these videos because we need to keep hearing this. I keep gaining subscribers over this stuff. That tells me this is a universal issue going on. But I really want you to take all these words to heart and think about all this. It's yet to affect my life. My life has not once been negatively affected by not having more hair or at this age at all. It's never been. And the few times someone's brought it up, it was people that had more hair than me and they were 50 years old. I'm thinking, why do you have time to even comment on this? Does that make sense? You got to focus on what actually matters. That other stuff doesn't. This is Nick Shell. Thanks for watching.